Are lower lows ahead for Chainlink in the near future? We're going to try to answer that question right now. We're going to look at the daily chart by Chainlink, and we can see that we have been in this upward rising channel since about November, and we've been gradually making higher highs and higher lows, minus this bottoming out, which we recovered from in about a week or week and a half. And now we are firmly back inside this channel, up to the middle of the channel with a big green bar today. So what's up ahead for Link? Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. Link has me quite confused, and here's why. Link is just not, and has not since November, been acting like many of the other altcoins out there. I'll give you some examples if you want to bear with me as we go through them. Let's look at Link. We had a fantastic run up by Link from October. It was around 7. Made a nice run up in November, stalled for a little bit, didn't really stall, just sat at the highs, and then blasted off and made a nice high on November 11th, around 16. And then it kind of wiggled around, made another high on December 8th or 9th, wiggled around and made another high up toward the last of December. Okay, look at that chart, how Link behaved. Kind of a big run up in November, a little run up in December, a little run up in January, all the time making higher highs and higher highs and higher lows, again, minus this bottoming out. Okay, ADA, let's use an example. October, November, blast off to December, right? Link didn't do that. It went October, November, up, down, December a little higher, down, January a little higher, okay? So the difference is ADA went up, leveled off, blasted off, okay? VET, another coin. October, up to November, blast off into December, right? Okay? Solana, it kind of went up to November, blast off in December, and a big move up in December. You get my point? Link has not followed this pattern. Avalanche, October, November, blast off in December. Link did not do that. And so it has not been acting like the other coins at all since November. It did not have that big blast off in December where it almost doubled itself again. And it really has not been following the pattern of any of the other coins. Quite frankly, Link has been marching to the beat of its own drum, which obviously has me a bit confused. Now, what we are seeing in Link, what we're seeing is still, we're back in this channel of higher highs and higher lows. Day before yesterday, I was talking about the pressure we were experiencing in Bitcoin, right? And how we were also in this kind of similar channel that Link is in with higher highs and higher lows, but that we were sitting at the bottom of that channel. And I was calling for us to tap 40,000, which we almost have. I think we went down to 40,300 roughly, and I still think we're going to end up hitting 40,000 here in the next few days. If not tomorrow, it may not happen tomorrow. We might have a little bounce before, but I think we'll firmly hit 40,000 and dip below. But I was talking about if that happens in Bitcoin, right, then I think the other altcoins will fall, minus Link, which I could not get any kind of picture on. I was like, what is going on with Link? Because it's just not following any of that. So I was saying Link might very well just stay in this channel and not care what the heck Bitcoin's doing, and just let Bitcoin and the other altcoins go ahead and do whatever they're going to. And then Bitcoin did fall out of that channel yesterday. It did hit a low of about 40,500 or so, and Link fell as well. Okay, then I saw this big bar, and I was like, well, I guess Link's going to do the same thing that Bitcoin has done and fall out of the bottom of this channel, blah blah blah. And then now look what it's done, right? So Bitcoin has gone up just a bit, right? But Link is like, I don't care. I'm going to get all those gains back and even go higher. So Link is still kind of in its own little world. It's kind of still doing its own uptrend thing. It's got this little pattern that's still playing out. It's an uptrend inside of an uptrend, right? Something like that, making higher highs and higher lows. So even in this gradual uptrend we're dealing with, we have this more steep uptrend that it seems like it's very content to play in no matter what Bitcoin is doing. So I kind of give up on calling anything for Link falling. I still think it will eventually if Bitcoin falls below 40,000. I think Link's got to give some kind of sympathetic move to that, but it just may not. It may just keep doing its own thing. How are you going to gauge? How are you going to gauge Link? Well, here's what I would say. To make higher highs, obviously, you're going to have to break this top of where it was back in January. Was that January or end of December? End of December, you've got to break the 17. If you don't break 17, you can't make higher highs, which is obvious. And a lot's going to depend on how you break 17. If you break 17, get to the top of this channel and fall back down, well, you might ride back down to the bottom of the channel, or it might just stay up there. A lot's going to depend on what happens if it breaks 17. Can it close up there and stay up there for a few days? If it can do that, it may very well base for a run higher. So far, it hasn't done that. It's kind of made this high, oh, I'm giving it back. Oh, a little higher, oh, I'm giving it back. Oh, a bit higher, oh, I'm giving it back. And it gave back quite a bit here. So if we can't get up to 17 and match this high right here, I still have to assume that eventually Link's going to do something like this and fall. Just because all the other coins are falling, just because Bitcoin is falling, just because Link had a nice rise from October to November, and it just seems like it's probably going to give back some, but I could be 100% wrong. Link has me very confused at this point. So far, it's holding its channel very nicely, and as long as it holds this channel and holds 13.5, we're kind of ranging, really, if you look at it, but you're ranging in an uptrend. You still have this pattern here that is still ranging in an uptrend, so that's very interesting as well. I wouldn't put my money on Link doing anything right now. If I was already in Link, I certainly wouldn't sell. If I was in Link and wanted more, I'd see if we fell out of the bottom of this channel and maybe got into this range if Bitcoin goes below 40,000 and pick some more up if I was so inclined. If Bitcoin does get below 40,000, which I think over the next few weeks, I think it will, I don't see how Link can keep going up and keep matching this, but we'll just have to see. It's been its own coin up to this point since November, doing its own thing, and so we'll just have to watch it together. It's right back in that channel, though, right back in that upper channel, and it looks like it's trying to make a higher high than it even had the last couple of days. So if you're in Link, you're looking just fine. I wouldn't do anything as far as certainly wouldn't get rid of it, and I wouldn't do anything with it short term because it's got me confused. But you're in a channel and you're right where you need to be right now. Let's see what happens if Bitcoin hits below 40,000. That's going to be the key. All right. That was kind of my outlook on Link. Come back. Be careful out there. Be safe. Watch your money. And we'll keep up with Link together.